Hello and welcome to this final Sunday. I guess that's what we're gonna call it. Okay. So it has been a long season in the CSL. We've seen people really have surprising runs of Valkyrie making it to the round of eight, me making it to the round of eight, um, things like that. But in the end, this is kind of the finals we expected to see: Monk versus PSosa, two of the, dare I say it, best players in the league, most storied players in the league over the course of its history. PSosa has won an iteration of this CSL. Monk has not, but he wins the No Name Weekly almost every week. So we have that going for us. And now we're in the finals. So this is going to be a best of 7. Unfortunately, I do not have a co-caster. I was unable to find one in time. But so you all just be stuck with me for this fantastic series. Should be a fantastic series. Monk is kind of known for his late game macro-centric style. You know, you survive past 20 minutes and good luck. Whereas from what I've been able to gather, I haven't seen PSosa play that much. And we are now just waiting on PSosa to go into map 1. PSosa seems to be, from what I've heard, a bit more aggressive. Again, I have not played him. I have not seen him play that much. That is just kind of the reputation he has, and really the reputation most of the Masters Zerg have. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. Our map order, okay, there we go. PSosa is ready to go into this. Our map order will be Dusk Towers, followed by Laralac, followed by Orbital Shipyards, Ruins of Ceres, Orena, Prion, and finishing up, if we actually get to map 7, Central Protocol. Which is going to be very interesting, as Central Protocol is one of those maps you really don't see that much. Good luck getting a third. It's very prone to 3-racked Reaper, very prone to 2 base roast Ravager, so it's going to be interesting to see really who takes the aggression there and who does well on that. If I was to guess, again, I was not privy to vetoes, but if I was to guess, I would say that this map one was Monk's first pick, as this map does fit into his style, right? You can get 3-4 bases relatively easily. You can take it to that 15-20 minute mark, or even just that 10-12 minute mark. That's considerably late game enough in Legacy of the Void, and then you just go ham. Whether that's going to happen here, whether PSosa has some tricks up his sleeve to not let Monk get to that point, is to be determined. I will do my best to be as unbiased in this cast as possible. Anyways, so we have spawning in the bottom left, representing Team All Inspiration, it is PSosa. There we go. And then in the top right, representing Team Unrivaled and All Things Blue, it is Monk. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens here. Again, Monk, I expect to see something decently macro-oriented build, of Reaper expand, CC first, something like that. Just get him into that mid-late game he loves so much as fast as possible. And it's going to be, really we don't have a whole lot to go on right now. I mean, this is early-ish. PSosa is going for a hatch first, as is standard. It's going to be interesting to see whether, I know he's been experimenting with some gasless styles in DVZ especially, and gasless has started to make a occurrence in the Korean meta, the pro level. If you've seen some streamers, so that is a possibility. And with PSosa's not getting never mind, I lied. So PSosa is going to open with a kind of a gas pool, and that's an interesting pool placement. It doesn't really do a lot for you. I mean, sure, you can hide a queen kind of right there, but it doesn't stop a Reapers from scouting behind. It's vulnerable should a marine push happen here. I guess it's less likely to be hit by a drop, if you look at it that way, because the drop's going to come in right here and they're not going to be attacking the spawning pool, but really drops tend to focus on drones anyways. This timing, about 4 lanes should be out just in time to fend off this Reaper, and we should be a relatively, I mean, it's the TVZ early game that's been around since the beginning of time, right? You have You have the Reaper darting around trying to get kills, not getting kills. You have the Zerg doing his best to prevent those kills, maybe losing a ling or two, but really that's unimportant. No worker damage. Queen zoning him out. Just that nice ballet of Reaper and Zergling. Now it did change a little bit with Legacy of the Void and getting that KD8 charge, but again, oh great, my drones bounced a second. I lost half a second of mining time. Sure, it's damage, but it's not too significant. And we have 2 queens coming up for PSosa, and it looks like a 1-1-1 opener for Monk. Now, I know he has been experimenting with some heavier, and well, this third's not going to go down. Goodbye, drone. So there is some damage. That is very nice for Monk. And he's going to get a... He's not... Okay, I thought he was going to get a second. Oh, he is going to get 2. That is actually very nice for Monk. Because generally, this doesn't happen, right? You sit here, you don't lose any workers, and really, it's 2 workers. So at this point in the game, it's damage, yes, but it's not the worst thing in the world. But more than that, you just realize that you have lost workers, and you're very sad. You know what should happen. Now he's also doing a tiny bit of pressure with his lings. A nice micro to make sure he doesn't lose 1. Okay. And we have Monk going for a Hellion opener. He is going to do that 1-1-1. I'm not quite sure exactly what his plan is here. It could be Liberators, could be Hellion drops. Again, I don't know. I'm not incredibly well versed in Terran openers at this point. And that Reaper did go down. I guess Monk was too busy defending at home to pay attention to his Reaper, and it did end up going down, but really it got its damage done, right? It got 2 workers, it got the scout down, it kind of knows what's happening. And it appears here that PSosa is going for kind of a Mutiling Bane style. If you look, he's getting his 2 extra gases, which is kind of indicative of a decent layer, getting... Oh, never mind, I lied. Going for roaches, as is kind of what the standard has been for a large part of Legacy of the Void. We've only recently started, aside from some players that never transferred over, Solar, only really started to see a change towards Mutiling Bane. It's kind of a stylistic choice at this point. Which are you more comfortable with? And it appears PSosa likes his roaches, which is understandable. That roach infester ravager is generally what it is a very strong style. It locks stuff down. It can evaporate armies even when you're behind. But though that's only if you have good casting control. Now we have Monk coming in to drop into the main, going to see whether he gets any damage done. As soon as he moves in to do anything, PSosa is reacting now as is Monk, and we're going to have a little bit of damage. He got some Zerglings. He got 2 lings. That's not a... Well, I guess he got a worker. So he got 1 drone. Not a whole lot, and we really don't... We don't have a... Well, no, we do have a 3rd CC coming down from Monk now. So it's not the end of the world, and what's interesting here is Monk is going for almost like a pseudo... like an air mech style, right? So he's getting these Liberators out. He was going to build a 2nd starport. I guess he's not now. And he's just trying to put some pressure on the Italians. Again, getting Zerglings. But more than that, he's keeping PSosa at home. He's keeping PSosa guessing. Yeah, so we do have this air mech style going in, and this is a great way for Monk to kind of abuse the way this map works, right? So it's hard. It's very hard to pressure. You can defend very easily. And that air mech style that you've seen Maru try to do it, TY try to do it in pro games. As a Zerg, speaking from experience, this is very difficult to deal with. You have to split your corruptors correctly, as there are air upgrades, and really, if you don't split your corruptors correctly against Liberators with air upgrades, they evaporate in 2 seconds. Sure, you can get Vipers and Parasitic Bombs, but a competent Terran will split against that, and it's not the hardest thing in the world, especially since they got nerfed. The Liberators generally highlighted with a circle and you can see stuff. Now this is nice. Monk is denying the 4th as he is getting his fusion core, as he's getting another CC. So he's going to be very happy in terms of economy very quickly. I mean, mules are a powerful thing. Look at that. He's only a down 6 workers, which is fantastic for this point in the game. Generally, by now, Zerg wants to have about 70 workers, and he's at 67. But the best thing for Monk right now is that PSosa is going for Mutiling Bane. I don't know what this Hydra Den is. I don't think he's seen anything from Monk, so it's this must be a plan he's had for a while. I'm assuming maybe for lurkers. That's interesting. Again, I don't know what this is for, as I have getting a quick Hydra nest like this is interesting, but it's certainly not off something that he scouted unless he saw the 4 Liberators and has been able to extrapolate that that means mech, which is, I guess, a fair assumption. But anyway, we have cloaking, we have hyperflight rotors, as that shows up. There we go. So we're going to have fast Banshees. And Monk is going to lift to the goal. I like this. Taking advantage of the CC lift ability that no one ever pays attention to. And these Liberators are going to zone these mutas out very well, as 4 Liberators kills any amount of mutas, unless there's some very good splits. And meanwhile, Monk has lost his 1 Reaper, and that is it. He's doing the whole mech thing where he's, how many CCs is he on by now? He has 4, he's getting 2 more, he's just rolling in the dough. He's going to be very happy. And I don't think PSosa has seen this expansion. No, he hasn't. He has no vision there whatsoever. He's probably not going to scout this, which is good for Monk. And here we have Monk dropping more SCVs over, so he's going to be up in, he's going to be up reaping that gold income very, very shortly, very quickly. He's at 73 workers, which is decent. And we do have, this is interesting, right? So I have seen lurkers as a timing attack. You go 2 base muta into lurker, and that is a timing attack. But I have not seen Muddling Bane into lurker, and this should be interesting. I'm excited to see how this works out, as I have never seen this play. I've seen some theory crafting about it on All Things Zerg on that subreddit, but that's about it. I have no idea how this is going to work out. Anyway, Monk is just expanding everywhere. He's like, look, you're not pressuring me. I'm going to do that age-old Zerg thing where okay, well that's just dead Liberator. He's going to do that thing that Zergs do when they're not pressured. We're just expanding all over the place. Yeah, that's a dead Liberator, unfortunately. But, it's bad. It could be worse. As Monk has literally lost a Banshee, a Reaper, and a Hellion. Excuse me, a Banshee, a Reaper, and a Liberator. And that is one turret that is going to complete because, Hellions are imbo. I mean, he still hasn't lost these Hellions. Look at this. It's 3 kills, 7 health, 3 kills. I mean, these Hellions didn't do the most in the world, but they kept PSosa back, and that's really all Monk cared about. As now he's mining from a gold. He's mining off of 5 bases. He has a fantastic defensive position. His Banshees are just very fast. Good luck catching them. And Banshees actually do a surprising amount of damage against the ground. They do very well against Ultralisks, so it's going to be interesting to see PSosa go into what I assume is Ultralisk tech and try to do something. And really what's telling here now is they have similar banks and similar supplies. Now, sure, Monk is up 10. The Terran is up 10 workers. I mean, doesn't that tell you all you need to know? But sure, Monk is up about 10 workers and down 30 army supply, but he has a much more complex army, if you want to call it that. He's actually up a base, which is not something you would ever think you'd hear in a TVZ, but he's really just playing to the map much more than PSosa is. I like these lurkers to prevent any drops, but Banshees plus scan and those lurkers are dead, right? And even more so, Banshees just kill the... What's the word? Banshees will just kill that base without anything. And now we have the Banshee hit squad coming in. That is a lot of Banshees. That is 7 Banshees with soon-to-be +1 attack. That is... This is... Yeah, well, that is a dead base. Just watch out past this thing falls. Well, okay. Good job, Monk. And really, he's still... Monk is... Not a lot has happened this game, right? Look, 4 workers, 10 drones have died. But by dint of that, and Monk correctly identifying that nothing was really going to happen in this game, he is incredibly far ahead, right? His Sky Army is very strong, and here we have PSosa has started to figure out what's happening, even with his lack of scouting. He's getting 5 Vipers, and if you didn't hear, Vipers are very good, and they're not bad even. But we're going to have that. What are the upgrades? So we have 1-1 for air. We have... Oh, what? So that base is going down again. But maybe at the cost of all these Banshees. I'm not sure that's worth it. Well, I mean, he's producing fast enough, and one Banshee may escape. One Banshee will escape. So, 2 Banshees escape. There we go. And that is very good for Monk, as he's keeping the Zerg on 4 bases. He's really, I mean, look at his bank, right? Like, economy-wise, I mean, he's mining almost as much gas as it's common to see minerals a minute at 6 minutes. I mean, that's just kind of crazy. He's getting his 2-2. He's getting even more bases, even more gas. He has 91 workers. Generally, you know, when you see a mecher late game, they're going, "Oh, great! I don't want workers. I'm going to what's the word? I'm going to sack my workers away and just rely on mules." And Monk is going the opposite approach. He's like, "No, I want almost 100 workers because that is how I will win this game. Because if you didn't hear, more money is better than less money." He's going and he's just getting so many more CCs, and at this point, he's going to be able to start throwing his workers away. And the question just becomes: at what time has Monk decided it's a good time to go and actually go on the offensive? So, yeah, those links did not a whole lot. I mean, sure, adrenal glands are good, right? But not that good. Not against repair. Against how many Banshees? Against 10 Banshees. Against Planetary Fortress. Yeah, links aren't going to do a whole lot. So we do have 6 Viper. We will have 6 Vipers for PSosa. He is finally getting that 5th and 6th base. But I think at this point, like, he played this game as if Monk was going bio, because that's Monk only ever goes bio, right? That's kind of his shtick. That's all I've ever seen him play. And here we have Monk the Mecher, which is, I mean, this is a very good way of just kind of changing up what's happening, really catching his opponent off guard. Because, you know, Monk doesn't go mech. That's just his thing. You know, he'll just win by not by going bio, dropping everywhere, shoving things down your throat. And Monk even sees these Vipers. Now it's going to be interesting to see. There we go. So we have 3 Ghost Academies on the way. One of these is going to, you know, you're actually going to produce Ghosts, and probably Ghost Cloak. And the rest of them are to do this thing called nukes, because nukes are very good. And this is actually interesting. So we have +1 infantry upgrades on the way. And, you know, generally you'll see someone transition from mech into bio. But it appears Monk here is doing the opposite. He's going bio into mech. Or, sorry, we'll see people go bio into mech. You saw that in Brood War a little bit. You saw a couple builds in Heart of the Swarm like that. Bunny versus, I want to say Snoot on Bonnie Research Station is a big example of that. And not the other way around. I mean, I guess it does make sense, right? There we go. I'm sorry if I missed anyone in chat, as I only have one screen. Anyway, so we have a Baneling run by coming in. This is not going to do a whole lot. There are tanks. I mean, okay, it's gonna get. Oh wow, you got 3 workers. Monk can afford that. And the Lurker Suit is going to start. But really, scans are good. Liberated Siege Up is good. And I mean, look how many scans Monk has. How many orbitals does he have? Only 5. I mean, he could have more, but really, realistically, he's doing fine. And as that happens, we have all the Corruptors, we have all the Mutas moving in. They're going to try to take this base out, which, to be honest, they probably will be able to. Well, no, never mind. I lied. So we have that. And just, I mean, look at this turret line for Monk, right? Like, honestly, are you really going to break this? No, you're not. If Monk splits well, I mean, look at 3 planetary fortresses. Like, good luck. Seriously, good luck breaking this. You need Broodlords. And Monk has 16 Vikings, right? Really, this is, you've kind of hit the point. So if you saw Innovation Mech, if you saw Flash Mech at the end of Heart of the Swarm, this is what this reminds me of, right? Like, he just slowly pushing across the map. We saw a very similar game coming from, I want to say, TY in Pro League? CSL? This last year. This is so much fight. Okay, so this is what happens when you clump up against Liberators. Let's just look at units lost. 7 Liberators. Okay, that's good. 1 Viking. 9 Banshees. Okay. 18 Corruptors, 12 Mutas. Ugh, that's bad. Now if we look at the units lost tab, yeah, that 10k more. And we have, now Monk can go on the offensive. Monk has 2-2, he should soon have 3-3. And really, PSosa really is having a hard time building an army that can fight this. I mean, he has 2 Vipers, right? He lost 3, which is terrible. And he was going to try to counterattack this base, but really, I mean, look, it's almost mined out. I mean, Monk has had this for the entire game, and I really, oh, fine, you're going to knock out a CC that doesn't do anything. Like, great, good for you. I'm so proud. You can't get enough from this, right? The Vikings themselves are taking it down. The Banshees are going to clean these Ultralisks up just like that. 19 workers going down, 20 workers going down. This one Banshee's going to kill the Queen. Okay, so this is... And Monk's going to not split. Well, okay. I mean, Parasitic Bomb did get nerfed pretty heavily. And his attention is way over on this far side of the map, where these Ultras are trying to attack. But building, much as it's always been, buildings are kind of in against Ultras. Because Ultras are really good AI-wise. And, yeah, they're going down pretty fast. And really, though, I mean, look, PSosa has, I mean, look at the banks, right? PSosa's at 100 supply. Monk is at almost max. Monk has a 4k, 5k bank. And these ghosts have done work. Sniping queens. What a unit. And now we've even won one on the bio. I mean, I think the one thing is, so these Vikings are going to get repaired, and this base is going to go down, probably. But really, Monk doesn't care. I mean, he has a larger gas tank than a mineral bank. And this base might not even, this base isn't even that good. Okay, well, it might. But still, I mean, look how much it costs to even bring this down. Like, Planetary Fortress repair is actually very strong. Well, okay, so it's at 400. I mean, sure, PSosa, you're going to get this with all of these Hydras. But realistically, what's that going to do for you, right? Okay, well, Monk needs to cloak with this. Fine, there are no minerals left here. There was about 500 gas left in each of these. Out of, I should know this, out of 2,000. So really, Monk got 99% of what he wanted out of this base. Look, he's building 6 more command centers. He's like, you know what? Fine, we can play this game if you want to stay here. And we have this. I assume these ghosts want to go for nukes. CCCs are going to get killed unless Monk cancels them. Hope he cancels them. He's not. So it goes. And we have these ghosts going to nuke or just kind of sit here cloaked and be happy. I guess that's what they're doing. Anyway, more snipes coming in. Really, this is PSosa on his last legs. There's not a whole lot he can do. I mean, he has. There are almost as many Vikings as there are Hydralisks, which is not a good thing. And we have nukes coming in. More nukes coming in. And, I mean, this ghost isn't even close. PSosa knows he's there, but he can't do anything. Like, his entire army is here, and his entire army sucks. I mean, look, we have double planetaries. Are you really going to try to kill double planetaries? Like, really? With Hydras? With 1-3 Hydras? Like, no, that's not going to happen. 17 is that like, okay, Monk's just kind of styling on PSosa right now. He's like, you know what? You should leave this game. Nah, you should cancel this nuke, though. There are no workers there anymore. Whatever. I mean, if he starts firing, this hash rate can go down pretty soon, or just drops another nuke. He doesn't have any left now. Unfortunately. But really, I mean, if you just had this ghost just shoot at the thing for a while, it would die. I mean, not with all these cracklings here. And you know, cracklings are good against mech, but not against this mech. This is a bit disgusting. Granted, it is kind of PSosa's fault for letting this happen. I mean, look, Monk just kind of sat here, did nothing for the early game. And PSosa just let him get here. Monk out-expanded PSosa in the early game, which is just what? I mean, look at the supply incomes right now. I mean, PSosa has no gas mining, and really, you need gas to fight a meching Terran. And Monk's just doing that thing where, you know, you win ahead, get more ahead. He has almost every base on the map. I mean, he has this planetary fortress push is just. I don't know what to say here. The GG scans, not in the terms of I'm going to leave now because you have so many bases. It's the GG scans of really I see everything and you should leave. We have another nuke coming down. It's not going to kill this, but it's just insult to injury at this point, really. It's, look, I can just keep dropping nukes on you all day. Nukes are expensive, so what are you going to do? Right? Yeah, I mean, nukes are 100. Not the most expensive thing in the world at this point in the game. I mean, look how fast this hatchery goes down, right? This is 11 Banshees with +3. They do 15 damage in attack, and they attack fast, and it is, yeah. Look at this turret push. This is actually pretty great. So Monk has gotten to the point where he is turret pushing the 4th base of the Zerg, which is okay. And so what Monk's trying to do here, I think, is he's like, look, I'm going to just make you frustrated. I'm going to make you give up. I'm going to make you give up because you've lost, not kind of do death push and kill you like this. Because my goal is not to beat you. My goal is to win this series. And if I can force you to kind of go on tilt, feel bad about yourself, you become very frustrated, that just makes it so much easier for me to win these next couple games. Even if that means I have to play an extra 10 minutes, that is fine. I mean, look, we even have +2 ground army coming in. And this base is going to go down in 3 seconds. What units? Ghosts and Banshees. They kill ground things very fast. And I mean, look, PSosa is actually zoned out of his own natural, his own 3rd. And I'm sad. I don't know what PSosa is supposed to do here. I mean, he doesn't have it. He's 56 supply. I guess he's trying to figure out. Okay, there we go. GG, tasteless. All right. So that was a game 1. Okay, and I'm sorry if the game sounds, or I'll try to fix that tuning. That should be better. Thank you, Tali. Yeah, and really, so as a Monk has done a well, and will be loading in map 2 as soon as my StarCraft stops killing me. Anyway, so that was a good game for Monk. Like, as I said, you know, he didn't want to win the game; he wanted to win the series. And winning series is a mental game as much as a physical game. Much like the mental game right now of, will StarCraft stop hanging on me and let me go to battle.net or go to the main screen so we can start map 2? I don't know. I hope. I mean, that would be nice. But that's just how it works. The thing may respawn again if you wait. Okay. Be that way. Just making sure the players know that I'm having battle.net StarCraft problems. There we go. Got it back. Hey, you know what? This is not a silly outfit. What are you talking about? You piece of CT6 scum. I say this as I am CT6. Map 2 is Laralac. Okay. Let's see what the map browser will. Well, it looks like I'm going to be able to pull the maps up. I hope. Okay, so Battle.net is being stupid. It's doing that thing where it can't pull up the custom maps well. And Tally, I'll have you know a bow tie is pretty great. A Sacco? No, this is a Blazer, Tally. Because we class up this joint when we were casting. So, there we go, got it. So we have map 2. So Monk did a very good job of breaking breaking PSosa in mind, body, and spirit. Well, I can't attest to the body as we can only see him through, we can only see the game, not actually, we don't have some webcams to see our players. That's just how this works. But really, you could tell PSosa was just a little bit frustrated at the end of that game, right? He just kind of sat there. He was at 50 supply versus the 200 of Monk, and just really, it's kind of the things like, make me GG. I'm not going to leave until until you make me GG. And Monk's like, okay, I have all the time in the world. That Stormtrooper helmet was a giveaway at a ASU basketball game. So I mean that's how that goes, right? But anyway, we have map 2, and this is a good. So PSosa is probably going to want to get a quick win here, right? As a Laralac, Marine tank pushes are very strong. You get into about right here, and that is a very difficult spot for the Zerg to break in. You don't even have to break stuff down. There we go. So, spawning in the top right, representing team All Inspiration, down 0-1, it is PSosa. And then, in the bottom right, representing UR in all things blue, it is Monk. There we go. And Monk did a very good job in that last game, right? I mean, seriously, he just kind of sat there for 20 minutes and killed PSosa. Much like Heart of the Swarm's mech, in fact. But, I want to say that there are more openings for that to not work, for PSosa to break Monk in this game. Oh, by the way, are my game sounds synced up with my mic well enough? Like, am I being drowned out? So this is interesting. Well, okay, there's the block. Okay. Nah, see, I don't have a desk that's tall enough to stand up with Tali. So I'd just be kind of looking down at you all, and you'd be seeing my midriff, and not actually me. Which, actually, that might be an improvement. I don't know. I mean, it would make some people happy, yeah, not have to see my face, but my cast. So, again, we have PSosa. Well, PSosa went for a pull before hatch this time. Probably going to look to be a little aggressive, gambling on the fact that Monk is going to want to put down a CC on the low ground, but unfortunately for him, it's going to be a Reaper. And I mean, there's going to be a CC as well, but Reapers are good units, and if Monk keeps his Reaper at home or sees where the stuff is, or sees the Lings on the way, this really shouldn't get a lot done. Now, of course, Monk doesn't know where the spawn is, right? He hasn't seen anything, but he is. I mean, he has the Reaper rallied to his natural, which is fantastic. PSosa knows that Monk is going to be spawning in one of two positions, and I like this, right? He's taking advantage of his aggressive opener to go and take this quick third, which is nice. As, 3 bases are better than 2 bases, but he has guessed they both have gotten pretty unlucky. Well, Monk's going to get lucky with this scout, right? He's going to see PSosa, he's going to see the hatch just finishing, looking at the creep spread. I don't know whether he's going to see a third or not, but he is going to have the CC probably canceled, or at least delayed. And he's not going to see the third, more importantly. So we now have this the 6-lane hit squad coming in. The CC is almost done. It's 56 of whatever, and the Reaper's going to be back. So sure, this is probably going to kill the SCV. It's going to delay this, but it really shouldn't. It's going to delay. It's not going to cancel. And Monk should be able to clean up all of these Zerglings, which is probably a win for him. If we look at this, he should not get surrounded. Now we have a Marine coming out. Yeah, no, this okay, delayed it. That's nice. I don't know whether it was worth 6 lings. I think PSosa probably should have just killed the SCV and left. Now he has little defense. I mean, granted, Monk's not Monk's doing that whole. So this is going to be tank drops, I think, which is very strong in this map. So you camp out here, you shell here, you camp out here, you shell there. It's a very good opener, and it forces there's not a whole lot the Zerg can do about it until they get anti-air up. I mean, sure, you have a queen, but if you don't have your creep spread's not good enough, well, good luck, right? As the tank can just sit off of creep, and yeah, that's kind of how that happens. We do have a Roach Warren coming up for PSosa once again. I'm not sure whether this is a safety Roach Warren or something a bit more devious. Monk is going to scout it, though. The thing is, though, Monk has not seen. Well, no, he has seen the third. I lied. Or he he's seen the creep. So whether he realizes there's a third there or not, I am not sure. It's not very visible in the fog of war. But again, you know, they're even on workers. This tank drop's going to happen. This tank drop should scout, right? This tank drop should scout what's happening. And Monk should be able to get some damage done, just capitalizing on the aggressive opener from PSosa that didn't do a whole lot. I mean, we do have 8 roaches coming out, so that is more than kind of the that is more of the standard. Or that's more than the standard kind of defensive roaches. Whether PSosa is going for aggression, I don't know. Okay, PSosa. Or, excuse me. Okay, Tally, okay. Anyway, so Monk has seen the third now. We've seen evidence of the third. He's just kind of sitting here shelling these roaches. Roaches are not going to get a whole lot done. Oh, great. Tanks. Roaches. Roaches are good, yes. But not good against 2 tanks in a bunker, right? That's, especially with no upgrades, with no speed. And if Monk wanted, he could just chase this down. It looks like that he's doing. And he's taking an SCV, too. Because the SCV wants to party, and, you know, that's how that happens. And these are some dead roaches. And honestly, right, Monk may just kill with this push. We have 3 more roaches on the way. We have, yeah, we had drones being made. There are 4 queens, and 5 roaches on the way. Like, this, I don't want to kind of be a party pooper, but this may just spell the end. Okay, so the one thing is, where is Monk's stim? Okay, there we go. But what does PSosa have against this, right? So, I mean, seriously, I mean, sure he has transfuses if he does it right, but tanks are good. And these are medevacs. The Marines just aren't dying. There's not enough DPS to die. There's going to kite back with these tanks. And really, even if Monk doesn't kill here, which it looks like he might, honestly, he might even be able to get this, well, he's not chilling anymore.
You want a piece of me, boy?
Even if Monk doesn't kill here, which he may or may not. This is game having damage, right? I mean, look at this. This has no army. The queens are dead. The queens cannot transfuse because there's only one of them. And Monk's backing down now. He's like, you know what? I have done so much damage. I'm just gonna sit here. I'm gonna get my stim, or not. Monk, where's your stim? Have you forgotten stim? So apparently, apparently combat shields are better than stim. Okay. Sure, Monk, we'll go with that. Okay, so these tanks, I think they're reaching the end of their life. Well, no, another queen dead. How many queens have died this game? 4. That is a lot of queens. And so that's kind of why if you look at the bank right now of PSosa, I mean, he's been using these queens to defend, and he has not been able to actually inject. So, I mean, he's only starting now, and then we're going to have Liberators, 2 of them, sieging up. They're not going to be able to stay here for forever because there's a spore here, but, you know, sieging up, getting lots of worker. Yeah, okay, so PSosa is on tilt now. I mean, look at this. You got 4 workers, 5 maybe. This queen's dead. So, like, this did so much more damage than it should. I mean, Liberators are hard to deal with, quote unquote, early game. But with with roaches out, with Ravagers, you should be fine. And PSosa's actually in the middle of all this. PSosa's down 20 workers. He's trying to recover now, but really, and he's only lost 5. I mean, he just downed these workers because Monk has been macroing better. Just put it straight up, on top of executing this incredible pressure. So really, I don't know what PSosa is supposed to do. He's going to march across with what? With 8 workers, 2 Ravagers, and hope to do damage. I mean, sure as 1-1's going to be done, and we still don't have stim for Monk. We still don't. Monk, what are you doing? I don't know. You got concussive. You have concussive shells before you've gotten stim. Is this some sort of mind game? You're like, look, I'm gonna beat him with. I'm going to beat him with unstimmed bio. That's how ahead I am this game. Okay, Monk. I mean, if you want to, sure, your 40 splab. I can understand this. Monk should see this. Should see this is happening. Monk. Monk. There we go. So this has the potential to do some damage. Monk, what are you doing? Okay, there we go. I mean, really though, 1-1, 1-1. These tanks are just doing a lot. And even with the lack of stim, this is doing absolutely nothing. And we may just see PSosa GG here, right? I mean, there's the stim. New Terran meta, guys. If you want stim, you get it after combat shield and concussive shells. That's just how this works. But seriously, so this... Oh great, the bunker's gonna go burn down. That's fantastic for PSosa, but really though, PSosa is taking game-ending damage, right? Okay, he doesn't even have his 4th up yet. Monk has had his 3rd for a while. Monk is actually up 8 workers. He is up in army. He's doubling army supply. And not only is it doubling army supply, it's a better army, right? Even without stim. I mean, this tank drop though, right? Instantly obliterating all of these roaches. It doesn't even need the bio because, you know, there's no stim yet, so pressuring with bio is a little hard. And we just have this drop again. Okay, so we have what? We have your token Hydra. We have your token Hydras, which is interesting. I'm not sure what the plan was there. And PSosa is going to try to hold on with some nice Spore Crawlers, because everyone knows Spore Crawlers stop tanks from firing. I mean, I get what he's trying to do. You can't... It's to stop medevacs using this spot for vision, but really, what you gonna do, right? Literally being doubled, well, almost being doubled in army supply, down in upgrades for a brief period of time, and Roach Ravager works, right, when you have a army supply lead, as, you know, they're roaches. And the fact that these are roaches and PSosa is not leading an army supply really says all the clowns. And Monk's just going to stim and win, and there we go. If this isn't GG, this is just PSosa taking the time to, I guess, come to terms with his defeat, or just being on so much tilt that he's a seesaw. I'm not sure which is which, but Monk is, there we go, GG! But Monk is just brutalized him in his first 2 games through early aggression, well, defending early aggression and then countering, and just through just taking the game hours. Not hours, but a long time. Yes, there we go. Map 3 is orbital shipyards. This is, let me... So, as of this moment, we're waiting for map 3 to pull up in the map browser. And of course the third map is orbital, which means that what's the word? It doesn't actually show up in the Blizzard map browser because Blizzard derped things, and I don't have a link to that map. So if someone has that, that would be fantastic. If not, we wait, I guess, until we can find it. So that's how that works. Oh, map index, are you stupid? There we go. Orbital Shipyard is a 2-player map. Okay. Got it. Okay. So map, it's going to be interesting to see whether PSosa can bring this back. Oh, and Exiled, it's only a Blazer. I don't own a Tux, otherwise I would be suited up in a Tux. As this is the Grand Finals, and it is worth more than just your standard, you know, t-shirt cast. Also, score is 2-0 in favor of Monk. And really, these games have not been close. So it's going to be interesting to see whether PSosa can bring this back on our third map of Orbital Shipyard. Again, this is a good map for tank drops. There's a spot where you can shell gas, get some worker kills, be very difficult to deal with. Things like that. And yeah, thank you, Tech4. Yeah, no, I was able to get the map browser actually working for me now, which, you know, because trying to look at all the Blizzard maps, and for some reason it just wouldn't load earlier. That just happens. So, I don't know. Battle.net is a bit silly. But thank you for the map links. Although that means I'm going to have to bring up my chat on my computer and Alt-Tab and do whatever. As I only have one monitor, so I'm monitoring the chat on my phone. So it goes. Anyway, so here we have it. Spawning in the bottom left, representing Team All Inspiration. Down 0-2, it is PSosa. Look at that pretty emblem. I will say All Inspiration's emblem is very nice. And then in the top right, brutalizing PSosa in these last two games, we have Monk. Only problem is, though, he's not in the blue. Yora's color is blue. Like, these guys have swapped colors. Some sort of karmic thing? I don't know, like... All Inspiration color. I mean, look, it's red, right? And Yora's blue. And Monk is in the blue. And PSosa's in the red. Or, excuse me, Monk is in the red and PSosa's in blue. This goes against the order of things, guys. But, you know, so it goes. We have Monk going for, at very least, an early Reaper. I'm going to assume a Reaper expand, as that just makes sense. It plays to his strengths. And we do not have the whole more racks coming down and 2 gas that would indicate a 3 racks Reaper, even though it is relatively strong in this map. And made stronger by the fact that PSosa has expanded here instead of here. Because if you expand here, you have control of this area, so it's much easier to stop the Reapers from going in and out. You can surround them, things like that. Here and here, it's a little bit harder. Reapers can hide here. They can make use of this entire front ramp, things like that. But it looks like it's just going to be one Reaper, and then so Reaper expand. PSosa, again, going for that hatch gas pool, as is standard. I have no idea what Tali's talking about in terms of communism. As we all know, the Terran Dominion is founded upon the great forces of capitalism. Anyway. I mean, look. You want to talk about capitalism here. Terrans can make the most money with X amount of workers out of anything in the game. They have mules, right? I mean, mules are the great workers of capitalism. They're so much more productive than anything else. And why did you get me on this topic, Tali? We have a StarCraft game going on, and Monk is going for another 1-1-1. I'm going to assume a tank drop, although he has done Hellion drops. But the thing is, though, tank drops did a lot of damage. Hellion drops did not do a lot of damage. And now we have the Reaper coming in, hoping to get a Zergling, maybe. Probably not going to be as successful as he was in the first game, where he got 2 workers, and he's just going to die. Well, that is not the best start for Monk, as, you know, a living Reaper is in fact better than dead Reaper, to quote our dear other caster, Polar, who casted one of the semifinals with me, and who does the Chobo Weekly every Friday night. It should go live in about 6 hours. You guys can check that out later. We will have they should be discussing the results of this match and how much, whether it's a fantastic comeback from PSosa. As I mean, I would like to see 7 games, right? As these are 2 fantastic players, but I don't think it's. I mean, PSosa may take a map, but I don't think he's going to take this series. I'm not sure whether he's going to be able to take it to 7, just with the dominance, utter dominance that Monk has shown so far. I have no idea what color reference you're talking about, Tali. Oh, wait, never mind. Okay, never mind. I got it. I'm stupid. Robots have no rights. Tali is correct here. I mean, they're robots. They have no sentience. And we do have these 2 Hellions. Yeah, only 2, just kind of scouting here. Which I do like this, right? You know, it gives you the opportunity to kill Zerglings, like he's doing right now. With some decent micro. Deny any creep spread that's happening. Just really scout around. Establish that map control, which is nice. We have this one Zergling, this Heroling, doing 50, 70, hit point damage on this depot. I mean, what a... Let's take a minute here to talk about the heroic, the utter heroics of the Zergling. And, okay, so... This is an interesting push, right? This should hit around 6 minutes, I want to say. I've practiced with Monk occasionally, and he was trying this build out. There is the third, so it's not all in. And it's a stim timing tank push. Sorry, stim timing Hellbat push. And it's actually quite strong. If you are prepared, it doesn't do a lot. But here's the thing, right? What has Tally seen? Actually, well, Tally's seen everything for PSosa. PSosa's seen pretty much everything he needs to, but the problem is he doesn't have drones. And you have time to almost fully saturate your third and then get stuff. And there is no Baneling Nest, which is not great. Alright? As this push is hitting in 45 seconds to a minute, and I mean, Ling Muta does not stop this at all. I mean, it's 3 racks, it's stimmed bio. It's not 1-1, but it's close. And that's that's not a great thing for PSosa trying to deal with this with 0-0 links, right? No Evo chambers. Sure, we have Mutas coming across the map, but I mean, look, Stim Bio's already heading out right there, and they should they're not going to intercept this. And these Mutas may do some damage. Well, they actually should do a lot of damage, as there are no missile turrets. But this is going to get weird now, right? As PSosa literally cannot fight this army. These Mutas, and sure, he's going to annihilate this. What's the word? Annihilate this mineral line, right? But Monk is going to have a missile turret in the main, and Monk may just win, honestly. So we have this push across the map is very strong. The Baneling Nest is not going to complete. These queens are going to go down, and as much as Tally is killing the third, Monk is going to kill the third as well. And Monk can do much better on 2 bases than Tally can. Why do I still keep saying Tally? Then PSosa can. I would have liked to see Monk go, and Monk's actually not controlling this very well. So the third base is not going to go down. And PSosa actually, for the first part in this game, is actually in a very good position. Although he's going to lose some units now. And this is going to be completely shut down. No workers were killed, right? Monk just kind of sat there and A-moved instead of focusing down the hatch. Well, he kind of focused down the hatch, tried to. And PSosa may just be able to win with this push, with this counter push. I mean, there's a Widow button down, and that's going to not do a whole lot. Good micro from PSosa. And the problem is now is, as much as Monk has 1-1, which is fantastic, right? He has to get some damage done in return. I mean, he's down 10 workers. He does not have a third. I mean, it's just starting right now. He has not killed PSosa's third, and sure, PSosa doesn't have the best economy. He's only 56 workers, building more now, or was building more. He did put, that's what he needed to kind of kill this push, and he has a lot of mutas. 10 mutas with +1. Yes, apparently homework is nutritious. Anyway, so these mutas are going to be the bane of Monk for quite a while, as he can't really afford to get a bunch of missile turrets, as you want to do with heavy muta pressure, and PSosa keeps producing them. He's at 14 now. But he also can't afford to keep taking this damage. He's kind of in a bad spot. And I'm sure there's this missile turret here, which is nice. And the one thing Monk does have going for him, right, is he's almost... Okay, there we go. Got a muta. Which is good. I mean, any muta you get is good, right? He does have this heinous upgrade advantage, right? I mean, his 2-2 is going to be done 30 seconds-ish after... Why can't I not get the... That's annoying. You can't mouse over... Anyway. Roughly 30 to 45 seconds after the 1-1's done, and he's 1-1 to the 0-0 of the Zerg now, which is fantastic. Only problem is he's never going to be able to really pressure across the map. Okay, there we go. Monk, you don't want to kill your own CC. That's not the best thing. So we do have 2 missile turrets now, but the turrets are going to go down. No, they're fine. And we have Monk pressuring across the map. And honestly, what does PSosa have, right? His army is over here. He has Banelings. Baneling speed is just completing now. He has 1-1 done. Okay, so he should be able to hold this, depending on the splits of Monk. Monk has pretty good mechanics. He can split pretty well. But only if he actually decides to split. And this attack is not going to be good. And he's going to lose his medevacs. At least one of them, probably two. And that, I mean, Monk kind of realized he had to do something there, but really, that was doomed to not do a whole lot. Now we have PSosa marching across the map. This army can't fight the mutas, much less the. Okay, well now it can fight the mutas. But this army needs to come back, right? That is all the medevacs. That's a large portion of his army, and he's coming back now. But this game is over. And PSosa is back in this series, right? He's just in this endless stream of links and banelings coming across the map. And even if he doesn't 100% kill you, right? Which he will. As Monk has 5 Marines. There are soon to be as many banelings as Marines. And this is not like, oh, the macro's so great. He has 60 banelings and 60 Marines. No, there are 5 Marines on the map. And sure, you get a lucky Winnowmine hit and kill all the banelings. But, like, PSosa doesn't need to do that. He just sit back, get his 2-2. I mean, Monk does have the upgrade lead, right? But that only matters when you have a good army. And there are still more banelings. There are. Okay, so this? Okay. I don't... So, that was decent. I mean, that would have been a decent trade 95% of the time. Only problem is, look at this. Okay, that was good. That was a good Winnowmine hit, but this. We should see GG in a second now. There we go. GG! Okay, so we know this is a real Twitch chat. It's diverged into talking about Bernie Sanders and stuff like that. So let's see, what's map 4? Map 4 is Ruins of Saras. Or Saras, however you want to say that. So we have that, and now we have a 2-1 score, and this is, I mean, this is good for PSosa. He looked very good in that game, too. I mean, partially it was kind of a build order win-ish. I mean, you can see what's happening. Tali, he was dead. That's kind of how that works. So, it is my job to tell you what's happening, but I think you also have eyes. There we go. And now we have game 4. And again, really it's going to be, if PSosa can win this game, I mean, it's effectively a best of 3 at that point, and I think he's a decent chance. But if Monk just kind of comes back and, you know what, that kind of not all in, but that heavy pressure build, it didn't work. I'm just going back to what I know, which is beating you in the late game. Then I mean, I think PSosa is reacting a bit better now. He sees what's happening. He's dealing with stuff decently well. I don't think we're going to see another 23-minute mech game where PSosa doesn't pressure the entire time. I wear the bow tie and the blazer because this is the grand finals, and I class this joint up, obviously. And now we have game 4 coming in Ruins of Saras, and depending on how this map goes, you can have a map that incredibly favors just random all-in stuff, or a decent macro map, long rush distances. It's really interesting. Different spawning positions favor different races, and this favors the Zerg. So, spawning in the bottom left, taking a game back from Monk, we have PSosa. And then in the top right, up 2-1, very strong in the first 2 games, and then just kind of getting slapped down last time, we have Monk. There we go. What? I don't know what's keeping below the table. Anyway, so, this this map, right? This map is interesting. So if you're vertical spawns, that's if the Terran wants to go aggressive, that's very strong. Or really, whoever wants to go aggressive is very strong. Horizontal tends to be strong or ish for the Terran because they can siege out there, and it's very nice. Also, if for kind of a Roach Ravager style for Zerg. And here, Zergs have always loved the longest rush distance possible. It gives them more time to set up a defense. If a Terran goes aggressive, well, it's harder for them to deal with that. Yes, year of CT6. CT6. No matter what happens, CT6 wins this best of 7. That is how this works. No, excuse me. I believe you mean Blistering Sands. I believe the saying is better dead than red, not better red than dead. As this is Murka, we don't take kindly to them commies. And so as Monk has not seen a Overlord here, I mean, he doesn't see an Overlord now. He's just going straight into quick Marine production. He did not get a Reaper. Just getting that quick reactor is really... there's not a lot. He's just playing to the law of averages here. It's highly unlikely that PSosa scouts him first and has Lings to cancel the CC. So he's feels safe in getting those Marines out fast and going kind of into a more macro-ish game, which is good for him. Wait, you mean GNR already won the season by being in second to last place? Is that how that works, Tech4? I guess that's how that works. And again, very standard styles. I mean, Speedling opener, you get 4 Lings, you defend against the Reaper that's not coming, which is a nice little win for Monk, as that is 2 drones that could have been made, were not, and it just gets him a slight edge compared to the standard. Whether it's, whether it's going to make a difference, probably not. But it is just it's small advantages, right? Small advantages can eventually turn into larger advantages. Okay, Tali. Anyway, we do have this kind of 1-1 opener again. This time it looks... Okay, so this can be a couple things. This can be Hellbats, but Armory's not started yet. I should know the Armory timing, but I want to say the Armory timing's within the next minutes. Or this could be Hellion drops. Although with the continued Marine production and the reactor early, I want to say this might be Hellbat Marine, which is a strong build, especially... I mean, okay, so Roaches are... That's nice, and there's no third. Although the third timing is generally going to be right about now. Okay, I'm sorry for the brief lag. And the question is whether Monk decides to throw an Armory down, which he may. And just the fact that he keeps producing more and more Hellions kind of leads me to believe this. Again, I may be wrong though, as that doesn't seem like a monkish thing to do. Yeah, it looks like it's just going to be Hellion pressure. There we go. And again, we have a... Looks like... Okay, so this is going to be interesting to see whether Monk can hold this, as he only has Hellions out. He has a bunker. Tanks are being produced as we speak, and this is a lot of Roaches coming across the way. There's 8 Roaches, lots of 14 Lings. And, I mean, this is a good wall for Monk, but he's probably going to be forced to lift this CC. I mean, this is a fantastic metagame play from PSosa, as they're cross spawns. Like, this, you wouldn't expect this. Tank is almost done, so this is going to have a timer on it. Well, this actually may get... Okay, so the repair is a good unit, guys. I don't know if you heard that. And the Hellions are being microed. Some SCVs are going down. And tank... Okay, tank's done. This pressure's over. And what's been lost? 2 Marines. I thought that was a good play. That did not work out for PSosa at all. Now we have this counter pressure coming across the map. PSosa's down 10 workers. I mean, sure, he's building workers now, but his third's not even done. His third's going to be almost done. Third's almost timed up with Monk. Monk is up 5. Monk has 5 times the army supply. PSosa's droning hard because he needs to, right? And we even have some SCVs coming across the map because SCVs are good units. Obviously, best fighting unit there is. Hero SCVs. And, okay, one Roach. 3 queens, 1 roach. Let's just say PSosa is not going to be happy dealing with this push, right? Okay, Stim is not started at all, even though he could have. No, he can't. Never mind. But really, this third should probably go down. I mean, you're building links against. Honestly, I would like to see an armor right now, as you know, in terms of this push with Hellbats is so much stronger than this push with Marines, with Hellions, and the third may not go down. I may have lied. Well, you know what? This is, I mean, even if this doesn't kill the third, right? This is a very strong push. It's killing a lot of stuff. And the third makes up. Oh, what Spine Crawler. Hero Spine. And now we have the Liberator. Zoning, literally zoning everything out. If you guys haven't heard, Liberator's a good unit. I mean, it's almost insta-give that Roach. The third is going to go down. And behind this, Monk is not macroing that well. There we go. He's getting all the racks he needs. It's interesting that he's decided to skip speed or skip stim. I guess this is just the new Monk meta, as you know, skipping stim every time. And this tank is going to go down, but this army can't just fight the Marines, even if they're zoning, even if they're going to get the Liberator. And this has been an incredible counterattack. I mean, okay, it's going to get cleaned up now. Well, it's going to go in the main. But I mean, just income, right? Monk is 17 workers up. He has a third. He's up in army supply. He's going 1-1 upgrades. PSosa isn't building anything. He's like, well, you know what? I guess I can get a Spire here, and that should help. And I guess that can pick Monk by surprise. But really, this Spire is going to have to do a lot of damage. And I do like this. PSosa is going to double expand. He realized if he just single expands, there's no way he comes back in this game. Okay, so I don't have a newspaper. If you guys have a newspaper, you're more than welcome to deal with it. This chat confuses me. I love you guys, but you confuse me so much. And this is Monk back into form. You know, he's doing kind of something more standard. Something he has practiced more. You know, he's been doing this kind of build throughout the entirety of the No Name Weekly. This is what has made him win TVZs in the No Name Weekly every week, right? This is what takes him to the finals every week, and he's doing it again. I mean, sure, map 3 was an interesting pressure. It's strong if you don't scout it, but PSosa scouted it, so it was much less strong. And now we have 1-1 Lingbane Muta, right? Which is fine, except there we go. Well, I guess Monk's not going for 2-2 immediately. Instead, just wants to go kill with a push, which is understandable. And he does have this significant army lead. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised to see him take a 4th soon. As just looking, I mean, 71 workers on 3 bases. Now we have the 2-2 coming in. We have +1 tank attack because we all know that more upgrades are better than less upgrades. And we have Flyer Carapace coming in for PSosa, but no error units yet. I'm not sure what this is for. Whether this is going to be Corruptors to deal with the perceived unit threat. And we have I'm sorry, I missed the drop. We have a drop coming in, getting 2 workers, forcing, getting more kills. I mean, look at the resources lost, right? So we do have Corruptors, and this is interesting. I like this. Do we have roach speed? We do not have roach speed. So these roaches are not going to move across the map anytime fast, which is fine for PSosa, as he just needs time. He needs time to get his economy back up. He needs time to build things. I'm not sure how much time Monk is going to give him. I love how Monk is still building SCVs, as he's super saturated on every base. Anything over 24 doesn't give you anything, and anything over 16 is less efficient. Yeah, I'm doing my best to read the chat, but I'm also trying to, cast the game. So it goes. And we have another drop coming in. We had another drop coming in. Was the medevac killed? Yeah, the medevac was killed. But, okay, so these Corruptors are going to take damage. Corruptors have a lot of armor, if you were not aware. So, they take a lot less damage. I mean, look at that. The Stim Marines chunked it down 3/4, guys. Got it. Look at this. We're hero marines. I mean, we're going to make it easier for our brethren to kill things later. That's how this works. And Monk is going to look to hit in about 20 seconds. Now, okay. This is kind of an anti-timing. Not that it matters that much. Just look at the army supply. But this is, I mean, look at, this 2-2 is almost done. This is just kind of posturing right now. Picking stuff off. Because he really, I mean, if he was, you know, playing this and respecting PSosa, he'd wait for the 2-2, which he's done. And now he's 2-2. So he really, we're just going to see Stim in. Press T to win, guys. Press F to pay respects, press T to win. And that's kind of what Mark's doing. Sure, these Corruptors, they're killing medevacs. But Corruptors can't kill ground units. And there are a lot of ground units for Monk. 2-2 Stim Bio is a pretty strong unit. And really, this tank backline means that flanks are not going to happen. There's other Corruptors going to go down, and these have been some useful Corruptors. I mean, I like the idea. There we go, GG. Monk! What a game. And now we have Game 5. Monk is at match point. And now we have Olrena. Who does not love this map? I don't, but someone does. Yes, someone loves this map. I'm sure of it. If your name is Bly, you love this map. My name is not Bly, and I don't think PSosa's name is Bly, or Monk's name is Bly. No, I want to see PSosa play a macro style, right? Like, so every game, except for the map he won, almost every map he's played has been... No, I'm sorry for that. Sorry about that. Forgot to swap scenes. Every map he's played so far, he's tried to do some sort of early aggression, and it really hasn't worked out. Sure, he delayed a CC. Sure, he killed a Marine, but like really, Monk is playing very defensively and recognizes that this is coming. So it doesn't work out that well. And I mean, the one game he won though, he went kind of a 2-base meta, which is not like the most macro, but it's kind of a macro opener. I mean, you'll see it. You saw at the end of Heart of the Swarm going into macro games, all of that fun stuff. And really, so that worked out, right? He played a macro game. He can take Monk in a macro game. And to be honest, these builds that he's doing, they're just honestly almost are hard countered. I mean, it should work on this map, right? It's Olrena. Your rush distance is... yeah, it's a rush distance, right? And we have spawning in the top left. Down 1-3, it is PSosa. He's going to see whether he can bring this back. It's going to be hard. And in the bottom left, we have Monk. Up 3-1, the silent and deadly killer. Because, you know, he's a monk. And he meditates upon his victims after he kills them. You know, he goes, Om. And, you know, realizes the best way to pinpoint exactly how to kill someone. And if you've ever played D&D, you know that's what monks do, right? You know, they're generally good at critting things and finding weak points, which is what Monk does. I mean, you saw that last game when he was ahead. I mean, he was dropping everywhere. You know what? I'm gonna stop reading chat. I don't need these rhymes about skunks in my life. And PSosa is going for a 15 pool into a hatch. So it's going to look like this is going to be some early ling pressure to try to deal with the fact that Monk has opened CC first low ground every game. Except for this one, as Monk is scouting. Because scouting is a useful thing. Where is this hotkey to? Okay, there we go. He's just going to see this hatch. He's going to see that it's barely started. And he's going to see these lings popping, which is good for him. As knowing that there's some... I mean, it's Olrena. Of course there's early aggression, right? He's going to see the pool. He's going to see these lings, I think. There we go. He's going to see these 6 lings. He may lose the SCV for it, but that is worth it to him. I'm surprised he's not walling. Okay, he is walling. Never mind. He's going to get the CC on the high ground for the first time this match. Because, you know, CC's on the high ground, you can't really... they can't really get canceled by links that well. And the Reaper's just going to sit here. He's going to micro it. The lings are going to die, and this is going to be not a great thing for... Okay. Come on, computer. There we go. I don't know what's happening. Anyways. And, yeah, these... Be careful, you don't want to shoot the... That KD8 charge was placed in such a way that those Lings could have jumped into the main. I mean, not that they would have done a ton of damage. I mean, there's a Marine, there's a Reaper. But, you know, it could have... It can do something. And now we have PSosa going. He's desperately trying to catch up in workers. He's down right now. This Reaper actually has a good chance to do a lot. I honestly would have liked to see Monk just go and put 2 racks down and keep pumping Reapers. As that, there's not going to be speed anytime soon. And 3 racks Reaper is difficult to deal with without speed. Especially with the amount of, it's 3 queens. 3 queens on 2 bases is not the best thing, but it's not the worst thing, but it's also not the best thing for dealing with 3 racks Reaper. And now we have a Roach Warren coming up because, you know, pressure into pressure is better than just simple pressure, as PSosa is behind at this point. Monk has not landed his CC yet, but he probably will soon. And we have a tech lab coming up. Tanks are good units, guys. I don't know if you heard that, especially against what we have coming here, these scouted roaches. Not only is it, you know, roaches, which are good in this map, right, but they're scouted. And a bunker's coming up, supply depot's coming up, I lied. I expect to see a bunker at some point. We are going to have tanks, we're going to have medevacs, and I'm not sure how much damage this is going to do, to be honest. We do have a Spire coming up, so I guess this is defensive roaches, as early as it was with as few workers it was on. But if you guys haven't heard, mules are a good unit. I mean, just look at this income, right? They're uneven workers, and Monk is mining more gas and minerals. Because that is just how these things work. Tanks coming out, second medevac's coming, well, first medevac's coming out, excuse me. And the third is halfway done for PSosa. I don't know what the plan is here, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens. So we have roaches marching across the map, well, 3 of them. And these 3 roaches are going to, well, they may give their lives for the cause if they decide to attack in. I don't think they will. That's not a great move. And they're probably going to give their lives for the cause anyways, as tanks are good, and they're not bad. In the meantime, the lair is done for PSosa. The third is done for PSosa. He's up 1 worker, which, you know, is better than being down workers like he was earlier. And we have a Spire coming up. Now, the question, though, is this a Spire for mutas? This is a Spire for Corruptors? Judging by the amount of by the Roach Warren, I would guess this is kind of a Roach Ravager Corruptor style that we saw for the beginning of HOTS. But again, mutas are good in this scenario. And Monk has decided he's going to march across. I mean, he has 2 tanks, he has 2 medevacs, he has Marines. He does not have Stim again, but then again, this is not the timing before Stim, so it's okay. And he's going to try to march across the map and get some damage done. Certainly clear this creep up. And get through this tunnel before Ravager biles down. And so, what's good about this spot, right? You can siege up here. Okay, well, I can't illustrate that anymore. But if you siege up right here, you can shell this entire area. Right, so it's that's why this map is incredibly Terran favored once you get past a certain point. Oh, Monk! Why'd you let that happen? Anyway, this pressure's doing good damage, right? It's just killed a lot of stuff. These queens are going to go down, maybe? Probably. Transfuse? Nope. Okay. And that's a lot of roaches, but tanks are going to kill these roaches before they happen. Just you see, what Monk can do right now is just reposition his tank above and below the high ground and make it very difficult for PSosa to deal with this. I mean, Lings are coming out. We have 1 Corruptor coming out. So he's going to be able to shove this away eventually, but it has done damage. Monk is now ahead on workers. It is 622, and PSosa only has 42 workers. That's not what you want. As a Zerg, you want to be on the 60-ish by now. But that early aggression, coupled with the pressure from Monk, means that that's not happening, really. Liberator, so this drop. So 2 Liberators cannot deal with 1 Corruptor. That is how that works. But anyway, I mean, we have the 3rd CC coming up for Monk. He's up 7 workers. He's soon to be up some He's soon to be up upgrades. Do we even have a? We do not have a. So this is going to be a long time before PSosa can get upgrades at all, which is suboptimal, as 1-1 bio, stemmed bio with tanks, beats 0-0 Roach Ravager pretty decently, especially with tanks here. And I mean, really, even this is going to be very difficult for PSosa to attack and ensure he has a 4 army supply lead. But okay, so there's tanks, There's a wall. Oh, great. You made good. You broke it down. Not really. But this is going to be very difficult to attack into. So we have Baneling speed, Link speed, being researched. So I guess this is kind of a dark style Roachbane Corruptor, which is going to be interesting. But you need to be in a good, on good economic standing to make that work. And for the first time this game, PSosa has taken a meaningful worker lead. I mean, it's 5 workers. I mean, they're and then we're back to even. Worker in terms of workers, which means that Monk is ahead in income. His armory's almost done, which means 2-2 is going to happen eventually. He's even in army supply. Well, he's ahead in army supply, excuse me. And really, PSosa is in a really bad spot this game. I mean, Roach Ravager is good. If you get fantastic Baneling connections, sure, you have a chance. But tanks are really good at zoning out Banelings and Roaches. And even if you get on him, you just pick him up and move him back. Monk has more racks on the way because he realizes that he is making a lot of money. And he cannot spend it all right now, so he's making more ways to make things because that is how StarCraft worked. Monk's up 3-1. PSosa, Padula, Monk's up 3-1. PSosa did early, did a 15 pool into 6 Lings that got promptly shut down, then tried to send Roaches across, got shut down. Monk did some fantastic tank pressure around right here, just killed a bunch of Roaches, killed Queens, forced PSosa to maintain that very low worker lead. I mean, he's still down 10 workers, and that's where we are right now. Monk is soon to be taking a 4th. He's up on upgrades. He's up on army supply, and that is with Roaches. The reason you see this kind of Roach Ravager style work really well is when the Zerg is even on upgrades, and he has like 50 more army supply just because of the way Roach Ravager works, and they get big concaves and win, which is, not the best thing. 24 workers dead? There are no workers dead in this game. I'm confused. Anyway, so we have this drop coming in towards the main. It's going to clear out all these spawning overlords, supply blocking PSosa. In the meantime, we have just a creep clearing expedition going off of the main. We have another drop that Monk is soon to be taking into the 4th. Bailing's here, good defense here, so I don't think this is going to get a lot done, but we have a drop going to the main as well. And in the meantime, I would like to see Monk just kind of attacking into this area, but it looks like that's not going to happen. He's just content to do the old Artosis thing of when ahead, gets more ahead. Now, PSosa is heinously supply blocked, and he's banking a lot of money, which happens when you are heinously supply blocked. He does have 4 bases, but Monk is, he has his 4th almost there. And he's still, PSosa's mining a lot, right? He's fine. This is the first time this series has gone above 70 workers, which is honestly kind of scary to think that just how much Monk has done, how well Monk has done. We do have an infestation pit coming up. This should beat a hive as we have 1-1 upgrades, but really 2-2's done for. Well, so 2-2's done for Monk, and really I expect him to push across any second now. He has lots of Deliberators, he's maxed, and we're seeing him load his tanks up, and we're going to be ready to go. As it takes 2 to tango, and Monk needs a dance partner. There we go. I don't know why I'm suddenly lagging. I'm sorry, guys. Anyway, so we have Monk clearing creep, going across the map. And this is a timing right before lurkers. Honestly, though, I don't think lurkers are that great. This game with the tank mass that Monk has, I have no idea why I'm lagging this game. This never happens. As tanks outrange lurkers, if you put a scan on it, lurkers is going to die. You target him right. And this is going to stall the push out, which is, I guess, what PSosa needs. His lair is halfway done. But seriously, at this point, so we have a drop killing PSosa's 5th. I would like to see a drop in the main as well, but that's not happening right now. Monk is really all over PSosa. He's up double army supply. I would like to see these Liberators siege up on top of the lurkers, as that's a good way to kill lurkers. And this is just a massive. Monk is doing a good job of zoning PSosa out from his bases, right? All the Banelings are down, and nothing scares us on anymore. Okay, Monk, you don't want to be doing that, though. And lurkers are better when there are... Okay, these lurkers going down. And this may just be it. These baneling... Yeah. Okay. I expect to see GG in I mean, it's the last game of the series. PSosa is going to stay in here. He's had a fantasy GG timing the entire time. But really, this game's over. Sure, he has a bank, but ultras aren't going to save him. Ultras aren't even on the way. He's not going to get 2-2. I have no idea why. I'm really sorry about the lag, guys. It hasn't been happening all series, and it's just happening this game. I guess it's lagging due to the insane. There we go. GG! And Monk takes the CSL Finals 4-1. Now, honestly, this is kind of what was expected. Monk has been dominating Masters tournaments, and this is technically a Diamond and below tournament. Now, granted, PSosa's Masters too, but really, Monk has been the favorite. I think this may have been the first map he dropped. Yeah, this is. I want to say this is the first map Monk has dropped this entire tournament. If that's not the case, he's certainly only dropped about one other. And really, this has kind of been his tournament. He's not going to be able to play in next season as it is Diamond and below. PSosa's also out. But it's been a long time coming for Monk to win one of these things. He's been at the top of the CTL in terms of Masters players for quite a while. He's been or high Diamond players as he was, I guess, at the beginning of Legacy. And okay, Monk. Been high Diamond at the beginning of the season. That's why he was able to be in here. But really, he's one of the most storied individual league players that the CTL has, and good on him for finally winning a CSL tournament. We will hopefully see him at the CSL finals at the end of the year, where we take all the people with the best scores. I don't know whether it happened last year. It's in the bylaws it's supposed to happen. Whether it does or not is a different story. But yeah, definitely GG's to both players. I enjoyed this series. I honestly, I just wish PSosa had gone a little more macro-centric, as really, the storyline on Monk is all in him early because you don't want to play him late. But he plays to that, and he opens up super safe. And then these pressure builds, which PSosa seemed to want to do. Not all-ins, which probably would have worked better, just pressure builds. Didn't do a lot. They were kind of this middle ground between wanting to all-in and wanting to play macro, and they did not succeed at either, unfortunately. And I'm glad you appreciate my face, Tali. But anyways, thank you very much to TB Ham for putting on this league for a couple seasons now. I believe Monk is winning some more money on top of getting his money back in the No Name Weekly. I know there have been prizes before of coaching. I don't know whether that's the case this season. And if anyone has been inspired by watching this, the CSL signups, I believe there are 1 or 2 spots left for the second season. I will unfortunately not be playing as I'm going to be away from a computer over the summer. And if you're interested in the CTL and you tune in on this cast and have no idea what the CTL is, it is at this point, kind of gold through Diamond Team League. We play best of 7s every week. It plays in the Pro League style. It's a lot of fun. There are a bunch of different teams. If you want a good team to join, CT6 is pretty great. Best team in the league. Don't listen to anyone else in the chat that tries to tell you different. And it's a lot of fun. We're starting the playoffs next week, so it's kind of too late to join for this season. But next season should be starting up in the next month, I think. And if that's interesting to you, the link for that is the website is choboteamleague.com. And yeah, thank you very much. My name has been Beowulf. You can follow me at twitter.com or at BeowulfSC on Twitter. And this is my Twitch channel. Again, thank you very much, everyone, for watching, and have a nice rest of your day.